Welcome to the new video. Old crypto coin. The world of coin collecting has always fascinated enthusiasts with its blend of history, artistry, and the thrill of discovery. Among the most collected coins in the United States, the quarter dollar holds a special place. From the earliest issues to the modern commemoratives, the quarter has evolved into more than just a piece of pocket change. For collectors, certain quarters stand out not for their face value of 25 cents, but for the astronomical prices they can reach at auction. In today's video, we are going to dive deep into the stories behind three of the most expensive modern quarters ever minted in the United States: the 2009 quarter, the 2016 quarter, and the 2020 quarter. Each of these coins has its own unique history, errors, and varieties that transform them from common currency into prized treasures worth thousands of dollars. Let's begin with the year 2009. This was an important year in the history of U.S. coinage because it marked the launch of the District of Columbia and U.S. Territories Quarters program. These coins followed the incredibly successful 50-state quarters program that ran from 1999 to 2008. In 2009, 6 quarters were released honoring Washington, D.C., Puerto Rico, Guam, American Samoa, the U.S. Virgin Islands, and the Northern Mariana Islands. While most of these coins entered circulation in the hundreds of millions, certain mint errors and special strikes made some versions exceptionally valuable. For instance, collectors pay special attention to coins with double die errors, off-center strikes, and rare-proof versions with cameo finishes. A 2009 District of Columbia quarter with a strong double die in the inscriptions can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on its grade. High-grade professional submissions, such as MS-67 or MS-68, have broken records at auction because of their rarity in pristine condition. The excitement of 2009 quarters is heightened by the fact that they were struck during a time of reduced mintage due to the economic recession, meaning fewer coins were produced overall, which increased their scarcity and desirability among collectors. Now, moving forward to 2016, we find another fascinating chapter in quarter history. By this year, the America the Beautiful Quarters program was well underway, celebrating national parks and historic sites from across the country. The 2016 quarters featured designs for Shawnee National Forest in Illinois, Cumberland Gap in Kentucky, Harper's Ferry in West Virginia, Theodore Roosevelt National Park in North Dakota, and Fort Moultrie in South Carolina. Among these, certain rare errors and high-grade specimens command extraordinary prices. For example, the 2016 Cumberland Gap quarter is famous for varieties showing misaligned dies or doubled inscriptions. Another popular rarity is the 2016 Harper's Ferry double die obverse variety, where collectors can see doubling in the lettering around the coin. These errors are not always visible to the untrained eye, but to serious collectors, they represent opportunities to own a piece of minting history. Beyond errors, 2016 quarters graded as flawless by professional services, such as PCGS or NGC, can sell for thousands. One of the most expensive sales involved a perfectly struck 2016 quarter graded MS-68, which sold for an eye-popping sum due to its nearly unattainable condition. For a coin meant to be pocket change, this transformation into a collectible gem highlights the role that rarity, condition, and collector demand play in determining value. Finally, we arrive at the 2020 quarter, which has gained remarkable attention in recent years. The 2020 America, the Beautiful Quarters honored sites such as the National Park of American Samoa, the Weir Farm National Historic Site in Connecticut, Salt River Bay in the Virgin Islands, Marsh Billings Rockefeller National Historical Park in Vermont, and the Tallgrass Prairie National Preserve in Kansas. The American Samoa Bat Quarter, in particular, captured widespread public fascination. Its design, featuring a Samoan fruit bat mother and her pup, became one of the most popular coin images of the decade. Collectors scrambled to find pristine versions of this coin, and errors only fueled the frenzy. Some 2020 bat quarters with striking mistakes such as die chips or extra markings have sold for hundreds of dollars online, while rare proof and silver versions graded at the highest levels have fetched thousands. Beyond the bat design, other 2020 quarters also entered the spotlight for their scarcity in high grades. A 2020 W. Privy Mark quarter, Minted at West Point with a special V75 mark celebrating the 75th anniversary of the end of World War II, became one of the hottest modern coins on the market. Only 2 million of each design were struck with this mark, making them some of the rarest quarters in circulation. Collectors who managed to find them in pocket change were essentially holding a coin worth hundreds, sometimes even over $1,000, depending on the condition. When we look at the 2009, 2016, and 2020 quarters together, it becomes clear that modern coinage offers just as much excitement and value as older, more traditional rarities. While people often assume that only ancient coins or those struck in the 1800s hold value, the reality is that coins minted within the last 2 decades can achieve incredible prices. The combination of limited mintages, special programs, unique designs, and rare mint errors has created a thriving market for collectors who specialize in these quarters. In fact, some experts suggest that modern error coins and low mintage quarters may continue to grow in value over the next decade as more collectors focus on completing sets and finding high-grade examples. What makes these coins so compelling is not just their monetary value, but also their stories. The 2009 quarters tell the story of America's territories and the expansion of a beloved program. The 2016 quarters celebrate national heritage and parks that connect us to history and nature. The 2020 quarters reflect a unique cultural moment, from the symbolic bat design to the historic West Point privy marks. Each of these coins serves as a snapshot of American history and artistry, captured on a small piece of metal that fits in the palm of your hand. Collectors who pursue these treasures are not only investing in potential value, but are also preserving history for future generations. As we wrap up this journey through some of the most expensive modern quarters, one thing becomes clear. Coins are more than just money. They are miniature works of art, historical documents, and sometimes lucky treasures waiting to be discovered. Whether the 2009 double die, a flawless 2016 specimen, or a 2020 W privy mark, these coins remind us that the next great collectible might already be hiding in your pocket or coin jar home. So next time you receive change, take a closer look. Who knows? You might just find a quarter worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. One step the fascinating world of American coin collecting. Some coins stand out not only for their face value, but for their historical significance, rarity, and the staggering prices they can fetch at auctions. One such coin is a 2009 D Liberty quarter dollar from the United States of America, a piece that has captured the imagination of collectors and historians alike. This coin belongs to the celebrated District of Columbia and U.S. Territories Quarters Program, which was issued in 2009 as a follow-up to the wildly popular 50-state quarters program. While millions of these coins were minted, certain versions, especially in pristine condition, carry remarkable value that goes far beyond their original 25-cent denomination. When we talk about the 2009 D Liberty quarter dollar, we're referring specifically to the Denver Mint release, which has become highly collectible due to its unique characteristics, errors, and limited numbers in top-quality grades. The year 2009 was a pivotal one for U.S. coinage. The U.S. Mint launched 6 different quarters to honor the District of Columbia and the 5 U.S. territories: Puerto Rico, Guam, American Samoa, the U.S. Virgin Islands, and the Northern Mariana Islands. Each design represented the rich culture, history, and heritage of these regions. The Denver Mint struck millions of these coins with a D Mint mark, yet within that massive production, there exist rare examples that have proven extraordinarily valuable. The allure of the 2009 D quarter comes from a combination of factors: collector demand, rarity, and high-grade mint condition, and the presence of striking errors that make certain coins unique. Over time, these coins have gained recognition as treasures in the numismatic world. When collectors seek out the most expensive Liberty quarter dollar of 2009 D, they're often looking for coins graded by professional services, such as PCGS or NGC at levels like MS67 or higher. At these top grades, the coin is essentially flawless, free of scratches, bag marks, or signs of circulation. Such perfection is incredibly rare, given the millions of coins struck for everyday use. The higher the grade, the fewer examples exist, and this scarcity drives competition and prices upward at auctions. In fact, Some of these quarters in near-perfect conditions have sold for hundreds and even thousands of dollars, a remarkable leap from their humble 25-cent face value. Collectors who own one of these gems consider them crown jewels in their collections, not only for their beauty, but also for their potential as investment pieces. Equally fascinating are the era varieties that emerge from the 2009 deminting process. Coin errors occur when something goes wrong during production, such as double dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, or missing elements. For the 2009 D quarters, certain error coins have been documented, including misstrikes and double impressions that add immense rarity and desirability. To a dedicated numismatist, owning an error coin is like holding a piece of minting history, as it provides a glimpse into the unique imperfections of the manufacturing process. These errors, especially when combined with the already limited availability of high-grade examples, contribute to the sky-high values achieved by some coins at auction. Another factor that adds to the value of the 2009 D Liberty Quarter Dollar is the historical context of its release. The District of Columbia and U.S. Territories program was only issued for 1 year, making it far more limited than the decade-long 50-state quarters program. Collectors rushed to complete their sets, and as time passed, pristine examples became harder to find. By the mid-2010s, collectors began noticing that the best specimens were commanding ever higher prices. The quarter dollar suddenly transformed from everyday change into a sought-after collectible, and among the series, the 2009 D coins and superior grade began to shine. Auction results tell the most compelling story. There have been instances where a single 2009 D Liberty Quarter Dollar in an MS-68 grade, virtually perfect, sold for prices exceeding several $1,000s. These sales are not just about rarity, but also about prestige. Owning such a coin is like possessing a piece of American history frozen in metal, a symbol of both artistry and chance. The competition at auctions reflect the passionate collectors who are willing to bid aggressively to secure one of these elusive quarters. For casual observers, it may seem unbelievable that a 25-cent coin could command such sums, but for seasoned numismatists, the combination of rarity, demand, and perfection makes perfect sense. Beyond the financial value, the 2009 D Liberty Quarter Dollar holds cultural and educational importance. It represents a time when the United States celebrated the diverse regions under its flag, acknowledging the stories of the District of Columbia, Guam, Puerto Rico, American Samoa, the U.S. Virgin Islands, and the Northern Mariana Islands. Each design tells a story, and the Denver Mint played a crucial role in producing millions of these quarters that circulated nationwide. Yet, hidden among the ordinary are those extraordinary examples that command the admiration of collectors everywhere. The coin's value is not just monetary. It is historical, cultural, and symbolic. For collectors, finding a 2009 D Liberty Quarter Dollar in top grade, or with a rare error, can be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Many treasure hunters search through rolls of quarters from banks, coin dealers, and even everyday change in hopes of spotting that one flawless or error-struck specimen. Stories circulate in coin-collecting communities of lucky individuals who discovered rare examples tucked away in jars or drawers, unaware of the fortune they held. These tales fuel the excitement and passion for coin collecting, reminding us that rare treasures can still be found in the most unexpected places. As the years go by, the 2009 D Liberty Quarter Dollar is likely to continue rising in value, especially for high-grade or error specimens. History has shown that once collectors recognize the rarity of a particular coin, its price tends to appreciate over time. The limited mintage window of this program and the increasing demand from a growing collector base ensure that these quarters will remain highly prized. Investors and collectors alike see them not only as artifacts of American culture, but also as smart additions to long-term coin portfolios. In summary, the most expensive Liberty Quarter Dollar of 2009 D is a fascinating case study in the world of numismatics. Born from a special one-year minting program, elevated by the rarity of high-grade examples, and enhanced by the presence of rare minting errors, this coin has cemented its place in collecting history. What began as an ordinary coin worth 25 cents has transformed into a highly valuable collectible that inspires passion, competition, and respect. For those who own one of these gems, the 2009 D Liberty Quarter Dollar is far more than money. It is history, artistry, and rarity combined in a single piece of American coinage. And for those still searching, the dream of finding one continues to inspire the thrilling pursuit of numismatic discovery. Two-step the 2016 Liberty Quarter Dollar hold a unique place in American numismatic history, not only because of its modern issue, but also due to the extraordinary prices that some rare specimens have achieved in auctions. Collectors and coin enthusiasts alike are always intrigued when a coin that seems so ordinary in daily circulation suddenly becomes an item of immense value. And the 2016 Liberty Quarter is no exception. While most people view the quarter as a simple 25-cent coin used in everyday transactions, in reality, certain quarters from this year possess characteristics that make them worth thousands, sometimes even tens of thousands of dollars, depending on their rarity, minting errors, condition, and demand among collectors. The 2016 Liberty Quarter was struck under the America the Beautiful program, featuring 5 distinct designs that celebrated the nation's history and natural beauty. Yet hidden within these coins are rare varieties that have turned them into treasures of astonishing value. When we talk about the most expensive Liberty Quarter Dollar from 2016, it's essential to understand that the value does not come from the mere face value of 25 cents, but from unique factors such as mint errors, die varieties, high-grade preservation, and historical significance. In 2016, quarters were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, each producing coins with slight differences that interest collectors. While ordinary coins from circulation might only be worth face value, coins graded at the highest levels by professional services like PCGS or NGC can command staggering sums. For instance, a 2016 Liberty Quarter graded at MS 68 or MS 69 with flawless luster, sharp details, and no visible marks can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, making a star in the world of modern numismatics. Collectors always search for coins that look as if they just left the mint, untouched by human hands. And when such examples surface, they often fetch jaw-dropping amount at auctions. But beyond condition rarity, the 2016 Liberty Quarter also carries great intrigue because of its error varieties. Mint errors have always fascinated collectors because they represent mistakes that escape the mint's quality control, making them rare and unique. In 2016, several quarters were discovered with dramatic minting errors, off-center strikes, double dies, or coins struck on the wrong planchets. Imagine holding a quarter that should have been made from copper nickel, but was accidentally struck on a planchet intended for a dime or foreign coin. Such an error immediately transforms a common quarter into a numismatic treasure worth thousands of dollars. Similarly, double die obverse or reverse varieties, where the design appears double due to a die misalignment, have made some 2016 Liberty Quarters incredibly valuable. These errors not only captivate collectors, but also spark bidding wars at major auctions, pushing prices to levels far beyond what most people expect from a modern quarter. Another factor influencing the value of the 2016 Liberty Quarter is its role in the America the Beautiful series. The designs released in 2016 included Shawnee National Forest in Illinois, Cumberland Gap in Kentucky, Harper's Ferry in West Virginia, Theodore Roosevelt National Park in North Dakota, and Fort Moultrie in South Carolina. Each design tells a story of American history and heritage, yet certain versions of these quarters, especially the San Francisco proof and silver proof editions, have become highly prized among collectors. When preserved in perfect condition, these proof coins display a mirror-like finish and razor-sharp details that make them far more desirable than ordinary circulation strikes. In fact, the silver proof quarters, struck in 90% silver, carry intrinsic value due to their metal content as well as their numismatic appeal. Some collectors focus on assembling complete sets, while others seek only the rarest and highest graded pieces, fueling intense competition in the marketplace. The most expensive 2016 Liberty Quarters ever sold often share one common trait: extreme rarity combined with perfect preservation. Auction records reveal that top-graded coins, particularly those certified at MS 68 or higher, can command prices that astonish the general public. For example, a 2016 Liberty Quarter from the Denver Mint graded MS 68 has sold for over $1,000, while coins with special attributes, such as satin finishes from mint sets or early strike designations, have reached even higher levels. Imagine walking into a store with a pocket full of change and unknowingly spending a coin that could be worth thousands. This is a hidden magic of coin collecting, where rarity hides in plain sight. The thrill of discovering such a treasure keeps collectors constantly searching, inspecting every coin with a magnifying glass, and hoping to stumble upon the next great find. For collectors, the allure of the 2016 Liberty Quarter is not just about the money, but also about the history and craftsmanship behind the coin. Each coin represents a blend of artistry, national pride, and meticulous minting, yet imperfections and variations give birth to value far beyond the ordinary. Holding one of these coins, especially in pristine condition, connects collectors to the story of American coinage and the legacy of the quarter dollar. The Liberty motif, though adapted in modern form, continues to symbolize freedom, perseverance, and the American spirit, making the 2016 issue a meaningful addition to any collection. Moreover, the America the Beautiful program itself ended in 2021, which makes earlier issues like the 2016 quarters increasingly desirable as part of a completed set, further boosting their value. The world of numismatics thrives on discovery, and the 2016 Liberty Quarter has provided collectors with countless opportunities to uncover hidden gems. Every coin has a story, and for those rare, expensive specimens from 2016, that story is one of mystery, rarity, and value that defies expectations. Whether the flawless gem graded at the highest level, a silver-proof shimmering in perfect preservation, or a rare era coin unlike any other, the 2016 Liberty Quarter continues to surprise and excite collectors worldwide. Its legacy is not confined to the value of metal or face value, but rather in the joy it brings to collectors who appreciate the art and history of coinage. And as time passes, the rarity of these high-grade and error examples will only grow, ensuring that the 2016 Liberty Quarter dollar remains one of the most fascinating modern coins in American history. Last step, the 2020 Liberty Quarter dollar, minted in Denver, hold a unique place in the history of American coinage. And when we talk about the most expensive examples of this coin, we enter a fascinating world where modern currency meets rarity, history, and collector passion. While the quarter is a common coin that millions of Americans use every single day, the 2020 Liberty Quarter, under certain conditions, has sold for astonishing amounts that make collectors and investors stop and take notice. In this video, we are going to take a detailed journey into why this coin has become one of the most expensive modern quarters, what makes some examples so valuable, the history behind its design and minting, and real auction records where some pieces sold for prices that leave people speechless. So, sit back, relax, and let's dive deep into the story of the 2020 Liberty Quarter dollar. When the U.S. Mint released the 2020 series of quarters, collectors were already on high alert, because 2020 marked the final years of the famous America the Beautiful Quarters program, a series that began in 2010 and continued for a decade, celebrating national parks and historic landmarks across the nation. The Denver Mint, marked by the D Mint mark, struck millions of these coins for circulation, but what most people don't know is that within these millions, a small number carried errors, high-grade finishes, or special striking conditions that elevated them far above face value. While most people might toss a quarter into a vending machine or use it to pay for parking, coin collectors view these special 2020 Liberty Quarters as treasures worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on condition. The true magic of the 2020 Liberty Quarter dollar lies in its details. A coin fresh out of the mint, untouched by human hands, graded by professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC, and rated MS67 or higher, becomes a true gem for collectors. These high grades mean the coin has nearly perfect luster, sharp strike details, and no visible flaws under magnification. Imagine holding a coin that looks as if it was struck yesterday, with no scratches, or where despite being over 5 years old. These flawless examples have sold for incredible amounts in auctions, sometimes crossing the $1,000 mark, which is extraordinary for such a recent coin. And if we add a rare mint error, such as off-center strikes, double dies, or clipped planchets, the value skyrockets even more, making these quarters some of the most expensive modern issues in circulation today. Another important reason for the value of the 2020 Liberty Quarter is its cultural and historical backdrop. 2020 was not just another year. It was a year of change and disruption around the world. Coin collectors often view coins as tiny time capsules, and the coins struck in 2020, especially in Denver, carry with them the symbolic weight of that unique period in history. That symbolic connection adds another layer of fascination for collectors who are not only interested in the physical rarity, but also the historical context that comes with it. When you hold a 2020 Liberty Quarter in pristine condition, you're holding a piece of history that represents more than just currency. It represents a story of resilience, transition, and legacy in America's coinage. Auction houses like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers have recorded stunning results for these coins. Reports show that some 2020 quarters, when certified in the highest grades, have been hammered down at auctions for well over $1,000. Some error examples with dramatic minting mistakes have reached several $1,000s. Now, for a coin that was originally worth just 25 cents, this is a massive increase in value. Collectors are willing to pay these high amounts because they know how rare it is to find such a perfect or unusual example. Out of the millions struck, only a handful survive in gem mint state, and even fewer with major errors. That rarity, combined with demand, creates the incredible prices we are seeing today. It is also important to understand the role of grading in the coin market. Without professional grading, the true value of a coin can be hard to determine. That's why many collectors send their 2020 Liberty Quarters to third-party grading services. When the grade comes back as MS67, MS68, or even MS69, the coin instantly jumps in value. The market respects these grades because they provide trust and authentication. Some of the most expensive Liberty Quarter dollars from 2020 are precisely those that achieve top pop grades, meaning they're the highest graded examples known. Collectors compete fiercely for these coins because owning the best of the best is always appealing, and in the coin world, it often means paying record-breaking prices. But what if you're an everyday person with a handful of change in your pocket? Could you have a valuable 2020 Liberty Quarter without even realizing it? The answer is yes, and that's part of what makes this coin so exciting. Many stories have circulated about people discovering rare error quarters in pocket change or rolls from the bank. The key is to examine your coins carefully. Look for unusual doubling in the design, off-center strikes, or planchet errors. Also, pay attention to the overall condition. If the coin appears flawless and shiny, it might be worth sending to a grading service. Imagine finding a coin worth $1,000 or more just sitting in your change jar. That thrill is one of the reasons coin collecting continues to grow in popularity. Another fascinating aspect of the 2020 Liberty Quarter is how it connects with both beginner and advanced collectors. For beginners, it's a coin that's easy to find in circulation, which makes the hunt exciting. For advanced collectors, the challenge is finding the rarest, highest grade, or most unusual examples. This dual appeal helps drive demand and keeps prices strong in the market. Coins that appeal to a wide range of collectors almost always perform better over time, and that is certainly the case with the 2020 Liberty Quarter dollar. Over the years, we may see even more price growth for these coins. As time passes, fewer pristine examples will remain available, and the ones that do exist will become more valuable. Rarity increases with time, especially when millions of lower-grade coins were down in circulation. So, holding on to a top-grade or error 2020 Liberty Quarter could prove to be an excellent investment for future. The combination of historical significance, rarity, collector demand, and beauty ensures that this coin will remain one of the most talked-about modern quarters for years to come. So when we speak about the most expensive Liberty Quarter dollar from 2020 with the Denver Mint mark, we are not just talking about money. We're talking about a story of how ordinary coins can become extraordinary treasures. It is the story of collectors searching tirelessly for that one flawless gem, of auction houses witnessing bidding wars that drive a 25-cent coin into thousands, and of ordinary people stumbling upon a hidden fortune in their pocket change. The 2020 Liberty Quarter proves that even in modern times, the thrill of coin collecting is alive and well, and that sometimes the smallest treasures can hold the greatest value.